life is going to go on around us because we can't learn other people's lessons for them. They have to learn their lessons for themselves. And no matter how much we love, no matter how much we would do anything for the people in our life that we love, we can't do it for them. And we have to just let our light shine, let our light shine. Something that I was also reading, oh yeah, here they come back. Give me just a minute. The concept of, no, they want to talk. I'm going to just shift just a minute. I think I have to take just 1 second and say, this is why they don't have me. Every time I tried to write down any kind of a agenda for this, they kept saying, just let us do our thing. Just bring us through. And this is, they know what they want. They know what you're all calling through. That's what this is. This is a calling through. So it's wonderful. So I'm just going to get out of the way and let them talk again. We have brought the knowing through to this one, that when the human drops into the present moment with their intention and their free will, and they turn their light up in whatever way they can, be it with a breath, a single breath, dear ones, in a harassed and hurried day, a single intentional breath will bring the knowing and the remembering to you. There is no moment that is too great or too difficult for any of you. No moment that the love of the universe cannot rain and shine its beautiful crystalline light on. And you can ask for and tap into that by simply using your intention and breathing that breath into your heart. When you do that, the cosmic activation of the swirling energy that is going in both directions that we have been giving to this one over time, with pictures of a triangle and a tip and another triangle. She has seen that triangle many times. That has come into her mind, but not as clearly as the experience of today. She has been given the pinpoint that has come to her and through her many times, that point. The point, dear ones, is that 0 point that is within your heart chakra. That is where it all comes together. And you can evoke the power with your own strength and your own conviction. You can command the energy that is running all the time. You can command with your own sovereignty. Each human upon Mother Earth and within Mother Earth has their own sovereignty and power. You have forgotten. These times, these interactions are about remembering your ability to create the life that you want. There are infinite potentials before all of you, infinite potentials, infinite possibilities of what the future can hold. And you, dear ones, have the ability to do the necessary work in each individual moment to adjust your frequency to jump on to the timeline that you want. This one has only in the last 24 hours been exposed to the word with a knowing behind it of the multiverse. She's heard the word, but never really understood what the multiverse is. We have been showing her the multiverse for months and months. And when she heard the one on the YouTube explain it, it was like the pieces of the puzzle falling into place. Because every life you can or will or have ever lived is now. Every incarnation is now. Every life experience is now. And humans are just starting to understand this. This is what we want to shout from the rooftops. You have the ability to shift into the timeline that you want. You see what you want, and then you feel the joy of knowing it is on its way. What trips up the human is when they fall into the present moment and they feel the headache or the hip pain or the achy joints or the et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All of those things are real because it is a timeline that you created from the momentum that has gone before. This is all reality, but that momentum can be released. It does not have to keep going. You believe it has to, and so it does. You can shed the momentum in this moment and have the healing. You can have the abundance. You can have the love, the experience, whatever it is that you can dream up. You can have it. But your human egoic brain, by design, is throwing in all the other kinds of ingredients into your mixture that keeps you from purely stepping into this next step. It is yours to claim. If you believe it, it is yours to claim. We would ask at this time if anyone has a question. Just balancing out my energy a little bit. And one foot in the human realm and one in the other one. It's kind of fun. So I'm asking, what would you want to say about the ego? When asked if the ego is there by design, we would say yes. One of the aspects of becoming human, one of the things, the pre-birth agreements that you knew would be in place when you come forward into this incarnation, when you made the agreements to have duality, that is a part of this. What would create the yin to the yang? There had to be something, they're not. And the ego is that something, the part of the human psyche, shall we say, that is there with the subconscious chatter and the computer-like boiling down of past experiences and creating this cloak called unworthiness, or this belief called not enoughness. Of course, she can have this power, but I no way could, because I'm not worthy. Those are the kinds of messages that come from the egoic mind. There is a whole school of belief and thought and study. Great amounts of books have been written about the ego, but we will speak to it from an energetic standpoint. It requires your knowing that it's there. When you are out in your future or reaching into your past, it is the ego. So a positive example is you need to set an appointment to go to the doctor. The ego mind says we have to line these things up. This and this and that has to happen. You have to have a vehicle, your transportation, et cetera, et cetera. That is the use of the ego mind. These things must be in place for this thing to happen. However, if you are out into your future and you are grabbing onto fears and you are fretting and worrying about what's on the horizon, how can this work out? How? That is the biggest one. How could this happen for me? How could this be my reality? How could I possibly do that? How will I pay this? How will I ever have this one to love? How? That is the egoic mind as well. And when you see those thoughts, it is as simple as grabbing them, looking at them, shining the light of who you are upon them, and letting them flow down that river, letting them flow away from you in whatever process or method will work within your mind. Many processes have been given by many like us. We gave this one her monkey mind procedure, that when those thoughts start to go, you can grab a hold of the idea of the monkey throwing the clumps of mud at you and smacking you, and it's uncomfortable and it isn't good. That's just a procedure. And then she sees the monkey dance off into the crystalline pond and play and frolic and wash away the mud. All that is a procedure, guys. It's a procedure to allow you to stop the energetic flow of that thought. Whatever works for any of you. Whatever works for any of you. Sometimes this one will go bup, bup, bup in her mind. Her mind will grab her and she goes bup, bup, bup. And that's enough to just be like, oh, that's not good. Poop, 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 be gone, be gone, be gone. All of those are just little techniques, tips and tricks and hacks to release that egoic grab. When you are looking to the future, dear ones, we would give you this. Sit with the awe and the wonder of the child within, because the universe is all collaborating in this moment for your highest good. There are angels, there are non-physical and physical beings lining things up, just waiting for you to line your energy, for them to slide it in the crack. That is how it works. That is exactly how it works. All of that is out there, all of the potentials. But yes, dear ones, so is the catastrophic event. So is the illness. So is the loss. That is all out there as well. Where are you vibrating in this moment? Where is your frequency? Your frequency of the present moment is what will bring to you what is coming next. Your egoic mind reaches into the past for every time you messed up, reaches into the past for every mistake, Forgive that, my little one's going for a nap, I think. Reaches into the past and grabs every mistake, every problem you've ever had in this human incarnation. They reach into the past, and the ego reaches into the past and brings it and reminds you and reminds you and reminds you. So what do? You stop it in whatever way you can. You shine the light of God, the light of your angels into it. And one of the greatest gifts that we have given you is your chakra system. Utilize your chakra system, dear ones. Utilize it. Keep it cleaned and keep it balanced. Keep it pure. Utilize the chakra system in the present moment. If you feel anything is off, it is because the chakra that is involved with it is off. You do not have to know which one. You do not have to know which color. You do not have to know which angel. You just call out. You call out with your sovereignty. You call out with your knowing. I ask you in this moment, angels, I beseech you, I yearn for you, I cry out for you. Come into my present moment and balance and clear and clean and bring to me the beautiful, beautiful, loving thoughts that I know I'm supposed to have. That is the process of how to work with the chakras. When you work with the chakras daily, all it takes is a breath. If you haven't been, it takes the whole toning that we did with you. That is why we did not allow her to move forward, because the chakras needed to be in alignment for you all to be able to feel and know what we were bringing through in this moment. That is part of this work. So when you ask about the ego, the ego is a tool that you agreed upon that has been given way more power than it needs. Well, I think that answered it. When you bring into your mind the idea of commanding the energy, it is something that most humans find quite difficult, because your world and your society and your upbringing has all lent itself to making you feel that you are small, that you are less than, that even to just be a good human, you would never have the audacity to think that you would possibly have any such abilities as to be able to channel, to be able to bring through messages from angels. When that kind of thought rears its head, we are reminding all of you, this is at the heart of what trips all of you up. In all of the paths of all of the people who are listening in this moment or any moment, the thread of what is the tripping factor is when you look yourself in the eye, you do not see God. You must look yourself in the eye and see the all. When you see the aliveness that is you, you see the God that is you. This one is uncomfortable even as these words come forth. But the energy of your planet is changing. The energy of your world. The more of you who figure out the power that you all have, the easier the transition is going to be. You all can call on your own guides, your own team. We give you this beautiful circuit of energy to use as a tool, dear ones. But each of you can bring through your own tools. It is neither is better or worse, utilizing what we give through Kelly or bringing it through yourself. There are those of you who would like to be able to do these kinds of things. There are those of you who would not. And that is all exactly right and absolutely okay. But what we want to come back to when you ask for a specific message, see yourself as God, because then you can answer each individual question when it comes up. Practice, all of you, the next time you look into a mirror and you see your face and you look deep into your own eyes and you know there is something that makes you alive. You've all watched enough TV to see the blank stare that they give for the dead human. There is a alive and then there is a not alive. When you are alive, the essence that is God is within each of you. You knew this when you come forth. You knew this when you decided to come to planet Earth. And planet Earth is a difficult school. But you chose to come forth because you knew there would be the specific kinds of contrasts, and you would have to remember your way back to your sovereignty, back to your sovereignty. You all must look the word up and read, what does it mean to be sovereign? That is how the universe sees you, because you are just an extension of that which we are. We are all one, dear ones. We are all one. Okay, the energy is switching right now, and I'm feeling Angel Ariel is coming through. So I'm going to just shift and let her speak as she would in this moment. Arikiari karo, arikia karo kura, azikiri akaro. Yes, dear ones, yes. Frequency is a beautiful word for how the angels travel in and through your energy system. I, Angel Ariel, am the angel of knowing, the angel of oneness, and I facilitate you in overcoming the ego in any given moment. You can use my name to remember. You can use my name to evoke that oneness, that unity consciousness, that Christ consciousness that we are all a part of. The oneness of love, the oneness of us all together. Dear ones, you are one with the angels. Why, when you hear those words, does it seem so foreign to you, so difficult for it to land within your heart? Yes, dear one, we are talking to you that still are struggling with the idea that you too are God. We are speaking to you directly within your heart. There will be a knowing. There can be the power of all creation at your fingertips once you settle into the knowing of this present moment. This present moment, dear ones, letting go of all mistakes of the past. That is the ego reminding you of the mistakes. When you have that feeling of what has or has not worked up to this point, that is the ego. Breathe, breathe into the beautiful, beautiful orb of white light above your head that is the connection to your higher self. Breathe in this moment, dear ones. I'm seeing this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful burst of white light over my head. Azikiara kor kiamata arkiataka azi katarakomoto orki takarakamata azikiara katarakamato zokor kata. That is right, dear ones. That can be another one of your tools. You can breathe into each of the chakras. You can breathe in and evoke the angel of that chakra. Yes, we all work in unison. We all work together and are working all the time. But each time the individual human with their intention sinks in to a specific chakra and a specific angel, utilizing the frequency, utilizing the color, knowing that it all works together, it creates great power within that moment. And that power is yours for the claiming. This is the message we brought through. This is the message of the chakra system, combining with the message from the very beginning with this one of the present moment, and the healing of the inner child, and the relationship between you and you. It all works together, dear one, to give you the clarity and the worthiness, dear ones, within the present moment to accept these truths. That is the work for each of you to do.